Welcome forward into today's conversation about resilience. And this is part 2 on the beauty pageant. And really, we're just talking about more in depth the beauty. We're going to discuss, picking up from yesterday's part 1, about, I started with the revision of the title of the book, that I probably will have to rewrite it, maybe the update to the republishing of the book. But at least maybe for this episode, the previous one and today, that refinement of the title, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, is now been revised, updated, that reflects my, further education or drawing out from me what was deposited in me, and then to re-express that to you as a new, slightly refined title for the book or the topic on resilience. So really it'll be resilience, or going from resilience, the beauty of presence, to resilience, the essence of your beauty in your presence. And that's what we're going to talk about again today in part 2 of the beauty pageant. Now, I just gave you the analogy, or the contrast of the original title with this revised title. It's not just a rework on the words. It's really serving as a gentle reminder to move our awareness of what drives us into action that does exhibit that new awareness of what drives you. This is not for a show or a public demonstration for money or adulation. This is action to show yourself of this quality, this resilience quality, maybe only to you and to your creator, that can actually sense and feel this emerging quality coming through your actions and your awareness. And then maybe, just maybe, one other person or event or condition will ever recognize your movement, your growth, your development. That part, however, is not critical for external confirmation to continue with your journey and resilience. That's not important. That commitment in resilience has to remain internal always. That awareness and action are the essence of beauty in your everyday presence. Now, let's go back a little bit into the book, the original book, where I did provide an outline structure on beauty, along with other critical terms to share with myself again and with you on my logic on the importance of resilience. But I must admit and recognize here today that the definition that I was so proud to put into the book and into the previous hundreds of 820 episodes, those descriptions, those black and white, maybe some colorful descriptions, they're probably way too academic, even though the definitions in and throughout the entire book was an original production from me. But I had defined and defended beauty as what you enjoy doing and what you do well. And I kind of further described it as an awareness of what drives you, which I coined as your currency, what I call my currency, about what drives me. Now, that was very clean, very simple, and probably way too clinical, too academic. Or as one of my dear friends, I call her Miss M, would say, I provided these insights as from a professorial perspective. I didn't intend to do that, not to be this sage, clinical, academic sage or guru. I don't have that. But I was given that reaction or observation. Someone says, yeah, professor on resilience, thank you for that. But I must update that description here today. And remember, I'm discussing beauty. Beauty is not that simple. But then again, it is. Beauty cannot be confined to topical, external, technical, tactical aspects. Beauty, not in a silly pageant or demonstration. Beauty is a sense. Beauty is a feeling. And simply put, beauty is a sound. A sound. A sound that moves you forward with positivity, with yes and love as the underpinning, the infrastructural sense of what beauty looks, feels, smells, tastes like. But even if you have limited sight, limited hearing capacity, limited touch, smell, taste, you can feel beauty. Feel the essence of beauty inside and outside of you. The vibration of beauty. We'll delve more into that. But as I said, I need to restate and update the description of beauty. And by the way, in the original book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, I had a whole chapter on that in the book called The Value of Beauty. So let me at least review what I had in that chapter for your reference and for context on the new perspective that I will share with you today. Let me turn to that book right now. Chapter 3, The Value of Beauty. Now again, I might need another episode or two to close this out. But let's start here. Chapter 3, The Value of Beauty. Beautifully designed is one paragraph, and the other paragraph I'm going to cite today is called the Got Value paragraph. Beautifully designed. For resilience, I chose beauty to represent the currency that we could use to describe inspiration and drive. However, you choose to label this internal power of force. This beauty exists within all of us. We only have differences in how we accept and express it. You connect beauty through observation. Observation extends the message of you through communication. This process refines how you express beauty in your presence. Perfect arises with awareness growing into a complete vision and then into an experience of beauty. Awareness emerges as evidence of currency moving through you and as this present moment moves forward. Observation connects beauty to communication, the beginning of the resilience process. Observation asserts or calls for beauty, but you can only receive beauty through your definition of awareness. You cannot build or create it. You only need to remove obstacles like vanity that impede your access to it. With this perception, you extend inspiration to self and then to others. Resilient and forward movement towards your personal goals actually describes an evolving series of circumstance and confirmation. You can connect an incident to a train of events that occur every day. These events do not occur by chance or because of some random distribution of things. At a casual level, this may appear as the case, but as you develop a wider yet clearer perspective, you can connect your intentions to coincidence and achieve less surprising successes. Let's stop there on that part of beauty in the book, and we'll come back to it in another moment. Until then, stay present, stay current. Wherever you are in this world, remember, it is always 8